What's up, SE Nation? Welcome back. So you're a brand new SE or an existing SE and you just joined a new company. And now you have 1,000,001 products that you need to learn. How? So some people get it down easy. Like, this is my lane, I'm gonna stick to it. I'm focused on security, I'm focused on Linux, whatever it is. This is my lane, that's what I'm gonna do. Others don't have it that easy. Generalist SEs, in general, work on more than one product. They sell more than one technology. So how are we supposed to learn all this information? Not to forget, we need to learn the product, we need to learn the technology, we need to learn how our product uses the technology, we need to learn how to show the technology, and there's a whole bunch of soft skills to boot. Let's start off with technology. I've talked a lot about generalist SEs, so this time I'm going to take a specialist SE and focus on them. So specialist SEs don't have the same portfolio that generalists have. They have one or two products and they focus on that pretty much all the time. There's the technical knowledge of the product, but then there's the technical knowledge of technology in general or whatever aspect that you're selling into. For example, if you're in compliance, there's your product that you need to learn, but there's also the compliance standards that you need to understand and be able to have discussions with the customers about. Keep in mind that compliance in the US is different than Canada, different than Europe. So if you're a global SE, which specialists tend to be, you're gonna need to know all of that information. And they're both technical, two different kinds of technical. One is product, one is technology, or whatever aspect you're working in. Now let's talk about soft skills, which sales engineering involves a lot of. If you're an existing SE, you're just moving companies, then you may have some of the soft skills needed. But if you're brand new and if you've joined a company not knowing what sales engineering is, then you have a lot to learn as well. And even if you're an experienced SE, how do you take your performance to the next level? Learning doesn't stop just because you have some experience. So how do you choose what you want to work on? Well, in my mind, there are two different kinds of influencers. And no, not Instagram influencers, although that's a separate kind. That's a car driving by. The first one of these influencers is internal influencers. The question that might come to your mind is, what? Bear with me. Internal influencers are ideas inside of your brain. If you're anything like me, I have 1 billion ideas at one time pushing me in different directions. Like I need to learn security, networking, what's it called? LTE. No, I need to learn Linux. No, Google Cloud, that's what I need to learn. The problem is if we don't focus that influencer, we're gonna be spinning in circles. We're gonna start learning Linux, then move on to Google Cloud, then move on to AWS, then move on to Linux, back again, then do some LTE stuff. We're never going to get anywhere. You will be the hack of all trades and still master of none. So how do we focus the internal influencers? I like to do what is called a brain dump. I didn't come up with that terminology, don't laugh at me, it's not my fault. Brain dump. Two different ways to do a brain dump. Take post-it notes and just start writing one idea after another on each separate post-it note. I just bought myself some post-it notes. Well, I didn't just buy it. I have it from earlier. Different color post-it notes. Not sure why they're different colors. Or use an Excel spreadsheet, Google Docs, writing. I have a whiteboard that I write on as well. Whatever methodology you want to use it. Just take the ideas out of your brain, which that's why people's brains are heavy, and put it on a piece of paper. Don't spend hours doing that. Take 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes tops. That's on the high end. To write down all these ideas. It can be one word. They don't have to be accurate. They don't even have to be right. Like in my mind, sometimes I write down Java, and I've never had to use Java since university, and I don't think I'll ever need to use Java, but I still write it down. And that comes to the second phase of the brain dump. Look at all the post-it notes or all the words that you wrote down and try to break them down into themes. And I forgot to mention, when you're putting down the brain dump, don't just do technical stuff. If you want to learn storytelling, write down storytelling. these soft skills are just as important to sales engineers as the technical skills. And then when you break it down into themes, you can have your soft skills. You can, even within your soft skills, you can have demo related, so telling stories, whiteboarding, or discovery related, asking important questions or asking valuable questions, whatever it is. It could be just writing an email that customers open, copywriting basically. So all these you can write down. Same thing with the technical stuff. Like I have LTE, Java, C++. No, I'm not doing that. So whatever topic, just breaking them down into themes. You can have one theme that's security. You can have Linux security. You can have LTE security. So whatever you brought it down, you start to notice a pattern between everything that you wrote down, and you can start combining them together. Consider it an audit of everything you wrote down to see which classifies where. And then as you're going through your audit, you can have one section that's discards or trash or recycling bin if you're Windows based, where Java for me just goes right into the recycling bin because I'm never going to use Java. And now that I said that, I'm probably going to need to use Java tomorrow. Now that you have them classified, now you need to figure out which gives you the biggest bang for the buck when it comes to different. Now when you have them all broken down into different themes, you're going to have to figure out which gives you the biggest bang for the buck. And this biggest bang for the buck could be customer related, which means you'll close more deals and make more money. Could be joy related, like I am happy to learn this topic. It's not, I'm not dreading having to learn this topic. And make sure that the biggest bang for the buck is within your role and responsibility. If the biggest bang for the buck is doing something outside of your roles and responsibility, like doing support, then maybe what you should be doing is not support, but having support engineers help the customer while you're making sure that the work is done. Also during the audit, you're going to have to think about what is the most important for the team. If I have 5 engineers who know topic A and nobody knows topic B and that's coming up, then maybe you should learn topic B. That will help the team. Not only will it help the team, it will help differentiate you as well. You will become an expert in something that nobody else is an expert in. What does that mean? It could mean a salary raise, it could be more recognition, it could be more closed deals, whatever it is, it differentiates you. And although life is not a competition, it's good to be a little bit different. Another thought that comes to mind is, if I lose my job tomorrow, which one of these skills or knowledge areas would help me land that job, the job that I want the most, the fastest later on? So I know nobody wants to think about it, but people do get laid off, especially right now with COVID. Things are happening and you do get laid off. What will help you get the next job? So if Java is going to help me land my next job, I doubt it, but if it will, then maybe that's what I study first, or second, or maybe last, or maybe never. So that's it for internal influencers. You've come up with a list, and you come up with a plan of what to tackle first. The one with the biggest bang for the buck, that differentiates you and helps the team close more business, helps you close more business. And then you have external influencers. External influencers are people. So whether it's your account manager or account managers, whether it's your SE manager, whether it's your customers, all of these have a say in what you're going to learn. So if your customer is asking questions about LTE the most, your focus should not be security. Your focus should be LTE. And if you're lost and you don't know what to start with, then you should be able to talk to your account manager, especially if they've been there longer, or your SE manager, or your SE team leads, or teammates, whoever it is. You should be able to get some information from someone so that you're able to do the job right. And these are external influencers. But something that we need to learn, that we can come up with a plan, but we need to be able to pivot. So if I come up with a plan that I'm going to learn security tomorrow, and then I notice that learning security is not actually helping me, my customers, or my team, then I should be able to pivot away from that. Just because you had a plan doesn't mean it's set in stone. Mike Tyson said everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. I don't know if that's related to that, but I really wanted to say that too. But I would say is, once you have all that down, pick one technical topic a month and one soft skill a quarter, or pick one technical topic a quarter and one soft skill a half. Whatever it is, just stick to it for a consistent period of time so that you can develop that knowledge, develop that skill. Knowing that you're still working on other things. Just because you decided I'm going to work on LTE today doesn't mean your customer are going to stop asking you about other topics that you still have to understand. So you're still learning a little bit of each of the other things, but you are focused on one topic. You are focused. When you have time to focus on something, it will be LTE. It will be whatever you decided it will be. And you can try different things as well in terms of blocking time to work on it. We work long hours. If you have time to do this after hours, by all means do that if that's what you want. I personally can't do that. I have a lot of hobbies. I have family. I do work long hours, but I'm not going to work on learning new stuff at 10 o'clock at night. And I noticed that I cannot set aside 2 hours a week on a Friday afternoon to learn something new. So what I've been doing right now is setting 15 minutes aside a day, which turns out to be easier to achieve. So try different things. If one thing fails, doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It just means you have to try something different. It means you have to pivot. You have to learn something new about your time management, the way your account manager works, the way your SE manager likes you to work, and all that. And in the end, get feedback. I had one gentleman who was listening to the podcast, and he just started working on his soft skills. Within 6 months, his account manager told him that he's a much better SE because of whatever he was focused on. That pointed him that he's in the right direction, or that told him that he's pointed in the right direction, and now he can just continue doing what he's doing, and he doesn't have to pivot. That's good validation. So try this out, guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. How do you tackle having to learn a billion new products? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.